Welcome to Cosmic Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee or a delicious menu item while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Come by and say hello to Maui. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com, Chief Stamp Licker and Envelope Closer here at Critical Blast Logistics. And if you don't know what that is and you ship out comics from your crowdfunder, hit us up. We will help you out with your international shipping. That's what we're here for. Tonight, we are going to talk with Atrocity Comics, and we have the devil himself and Johnny, his faithful companion, are going to talk with us about human hunters. Now, yes, if you've gone hunting, you might think that all humans are hunters, but that's not what it means. And Max and Johnny are both here to tell us about this project. Gentlemen, welcome to both of you.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm just trying to survive another day.
You can tell that that Cosmic Comics commercial has been updated, because beforehand they weren't wearing the masks, and now they're all wearing masks.
They're all wearing masks. I've been told it's pretty dated, and I got to get a new one from them. But
beforehand they didn't have masks, right?
No, they've always had the masks.
Oh, okay.
That was a commercial that they built for. They created for the local drive-in theater because that was the only place people could go see movies during the height of COVID.
Yeah.
So prime place.
Perfect.
Johnny, I want your back wall there.
Yeah. Oh, my comics. Oh yeah.
That's a sweet looking back wall there. What are you in a store?
I actually own a comic shop. So yeah, this is like my back of my. I do the podcast when I'm up here.
Okay. Yeah. This is my my closet / bedroom / pantry. Everything in here but a toilet. It's not, I don't have bars on the windows, but
Nice.
it's a small little area.
Yet?
Not yet. So
And,
you guys,
and are those to keep people in or out when you get them?
well, a little bit of both.
Oh, gotcha.
Once they're in, I don't want them escaping. Until I'm done. So are you guys the entirety of Atrocity Press, or are there more people to the team?
There's more people on the team. There's like Fernando, who does art. We've got a whole art team. We've got 3 art teams, actually. We've got Fernando, who's his own art team.
And director.
Yeah, he's the art director. He's the artist for Mary Machine Gun, and he does all of it. He does the pencils, the inks, and the colors for that book. And then we've got another team that's Mateus Duarte, who else is there? Fran Cord and Adam Ramos, and they do Human Hunters.
Right.
And then we've got
Our ninja team.
our ninja team, which is Alex Santana, Fran Cord, and Adam Ramos also. So I guess there's a couple guys on a couple different teams, but in total we've got 3 teams that work together.
Yeah. And then you got your Mary Machine Gun team.
Yeah, that's just Fern Cord all by himself.
Well, for the art.
Yeah, for the art. We do the writing.
So who are the human hunters? And honestly, why would you run from them? Just looking at this image, I'm put in mind of remember that scene from Monty Python's The Meaning of Life, and this gentleman has chosen the way he wants to die, and it's being chased by all these nubile young girls off a cliff. Like, why was he running? You know?
God, I haven't seen that movie forever. It's the Holy Shoe.
Yes. Would you like it? Would you like an after dinner mint? They're wafer thin.
The wafer thin. You want me to run with this one, Max, or do you want to run with it?
Go ahead.
All right. Human Hunters, basically, what it is we've taken a lot of the characters from classical literature and we've kind of mixed them up to bring them into modern day. And what we've done is combine them. So think of like classic monsters, the A-Team, and Mission Impossible all rolled up together. Okay. The biggest driving force behind it is when you watch a lot of movies about, werewolves and vampires, they're always kind of like out of time. That's always one of those things where when you see them, it's kind of like they don't know what a phone is or they don't know what a microwave is. Yeah. And we're taking a lot different approach with this. With this, it's the concept that they helped usher in the modern age. So like one of ours is Cleo is our tech savvy goddess. She knows everything about computers, hacking, everything there is. The biggest point of Human Hunters is they've banded together to actually go out and find the worst of humanity. So when you have, people that are killers or cutthroats or thieves or, white trafficking, we're trying to deal with a lot of modern issues. These are the people you call and they kind of, rectify those issues.
Okay. So you said you call them sort of like the leverage team.
Yep.
How does one go about advertising the service of something like this without having the DA knock on your door and say, "Yeah, we really don't do that"?
Well, the way we're approaching it is it's more kind of like, I have a friend of mine that had an issue, and it's always these guys that are multimillionaires or have money. It's not always like, somebody walking down the street, hey, somebody stole my wallet type deal. They're looking at like these are the ones that normal humans can't handle.
They're a security contracting company.
Basically, yeah.
And is it widely known to the people who hire them that they are what they are?
No. They don't know it at all.
No. They just know basically that we've been told they can take care of the problem and they come back with a solution.
Because they really only see the face of the operation when they're like the meet with
Radu,
and he'll bring a couple of the girls with him, just to look important, and then
well,
if you want to scroll down, there's a picture that actually has the entire cast. It's our cover A right there.
Okay.
And basically up at the top there with the long hair is Radu. He is to paraphrase, he's like our billionaire. He's our Bruce Wayne. He's the guy that is the suave 007, that is the brains and the heart of this whole operation.
Who's Charlie?
Yes. Yep. But besides, hanging behind, not hiding behind a phone. Next to him in the red dress is Cleo. She's our computer hacker. Next to her is Victor, our large 9 foot tall scarred gentleman, which most people, can usually put 2 and 2 together. If he's 9 foot and he's scarred, we pretty much know, he's Frankenstein.
Yeah, he's been assembled.
Yeah. Below him is Kirstine. She's our adrenaline junkie. She's our thief. She's can get anywhere she needs to go.
And where does she come from in classic literature?
Actually, if we take a moment and we go through the first pages in a minute, she's the one character we give the origin to.
Okay.
Next to her is JC, the werewolf. We'll see a better picture of him here in a moment. Above him is our Dr. Juan. He is our voodoo doctor, Juan Montclair. And next to him is Freya. And right now, that's all we know about her. She's one of those mysteries that you're going to have to wait and watch catch a few comics to actually figure out.
Yeah, watch a few episodes.
Yeah, watch a few episodes.
Watch a few episodes. Yeah, I mean, but you know, with a name like Freya and given some mystery and all the mythology behind it, you can pretty much just jump to, yeah, you are who you say you are. So they've been around a long time, or at least some of them have.
Some of them have, yes. Like if you want to go to the first 7 pages, we did leak the first 7 pages, and that'd probably be the best thing. We can go through the art, go through the idea of it. The one thing that we wanted to do when we started this project and was we have a lot of respect for classic literature and writers, and we do not want to change anything that they did. We don't want to do anything different than what they did. We'd like to just expand upon it. So when you read the original Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, there is the scene where Dr. Frankenstein and the monster, he wants a mate. He wants him to make him a mate. He's tired of being alone. Basically, Dr. Frankenstein decides that he doesn't want to bring in another abomination to this world, that he's got to stop what he's doing. So he takes all of his equipment and he takes the body and he goes out to the sea during the storm and he casts everything out to the sea. And this is that moment from that book. He's basically just contemplating, you know, I shouldn't do this. I don't want to do another abomination. You see the words Frankenstein.
Yeah.
So that is the female monster from the book, or what would have been. And this is one thing we just want to say about the art. Mateus does such a great job. Fernando does such a great job on this. Just the coloring. I mean, we got such a great team. Adam.
Yeah. If I didn't know this was being crowdfunded, I'd be saying, okay, where's Ralph Tedesco's name on this? Because this looks like a Zenoscope book.
Thank you. Well, yeah.
It could be good or bad. Sometimes Zenoscope books were really bad on the inside.
Yeah. Well, we
try to make the inside art look, as good as the outside cover.
Yeah, I agree. They do sometimes. Sometimes the wrapper isn't quite as sweet as the candy inside when it comes to a Zenoscope title.
Yeah.
Clickbait. I'm sorry. This next panel, I just love how they did the artwork on this. The silhouette of walking up to the railing, where you see the body casting down and the bubbles. It really just gives it movement. And just, the lighting with the lightning. I got to tell you, when we received these, I was speechless. I couldn't believe how good it looked. And this is basically where Mary Shelley's book ends, is he leaves everything in the water and he leaves.
Yeah. And
that's where the story picks up. What we wanted to do, if you go to the next panel, is I had this really cool idea for having the lightning strike the water and bring her back to life. Because the body's already been prepped. It's been ready.
Yeah,
so this is where we go. Yeah. So we had this scene here, which once again, I think they hit it all the park with the artwork and the wrappings. SK does the lettering with the cracking. I mean, I like how he even has the cracking with the actual lettering.
Yeah. And you've got the hand opening. Fairly perceptibly, really. I mean, you got to look at both panels, which goes all the way back to the original Boris Karloff thing, where the hand just kind of opens, and that's when it's alive.
Yep. And that's what, we want to pay some homage to that. This is one of those things, say the truth, it was going to be a lot bigger panel. I was all thinking about having the body move and all, and Max is like, let's just stick with the hand. And we're like, okay, and I think that hand just sells it all.
Yep.
Yeah, it does.
And then you go to the next panel, and it's actually her walking to the shore. Our beautiful patchwork quilt.
Yeah, and you can see the scars and the stitching.
Yep. And then once again, just looking at this, the coloring and the artwork, Fernando did such a great job. He came in and he colored the different colors of skin just to really give it, that look that it was more than one body.
Yeah, which was really sold it a lot more, because it was all one color of gray. And that's not how it would be.
No.
So is that when we go from this face to this face, is that the same character?
Yes, it is. That basically is our kind of like our fade. Like if it was a movie and it's terrible, when we write these, or I know a lot for me, I think everything is a movie as a script. You know, I've written a few movie scripts back in the day before I came on with Max, and you know, would be that fade moment to see now she's modern.
You'd see the camera just do a 180 slowly while the fade sets in.
Yes, exactly.
Goes away. She spent about $1 jillion on vitamin E cream.
Well, when you have a billionaire, you can pay for the best plastic surgeons too.
I would guess.
And below, and this is where basically this whole comic, this issue, is our homage to a heist. They basically are hired to get this vase that was once owned by a family and was stolen by the Nazis in World War II. This private collector had the vase, and they found out about it, so the family hired them to retrieve it to bring it back to where it belongs. So, you know, in a way, you know, they're atoning for past sins, you know, a little bit of Robin Hood in a lot of cases. Below her with these panels, that is Cleo, that is our computer hacker. And Max made one thing, you know, Max, you know, doesn't just write. He's also our editor. He's in charge of everything. And he always goes for details. He always wants the best. And like even those panels are true security panels.
Yep.
You know, it's not just something drawn.
Those are legit alarm schematics.
Cool. I would just on random boxes and circuitry.
No, I mean, when we do our books, I mean, I can tell you, like on each one of these characters, I spent countless hours just researching their history, creating their history. We have like a Bible that we use for each of these characters, even though we're already just on issue 1.
Well, you got to start from a good foundation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Cleo, and basically her job is to get down the security system. She's telling Kirstine to wait a minute. She doesn't have them all down yet, that she's still working on it. Then you go to the next panel. And this is when Kirstine says, should I wait for the alarm? What's the fun in that? So she just grabs, well, of course, because she's adrenaline junkie. She wants to have fun. And this is JC, who we showed earlier, and he's actually here. He hears the noise of the silent alarm
because he's a dog.
Yeah,
because he's a dog.
He's got really good hearing.
Yeah. And they are banter back and forth, you know, kind of what they do. And then you go into the next panel where he's actually saying he can smell the guards. And he's asking if you want me to take them all out or leave you some.
That's a legit Linux command line.
Yep.
Frederick Wortham would hate you. One of the things he said in Seduction of the Innocent was that these blueprints that they were showing for crimes were actual blueprints for how to commit something. And they were nothing more than a square that said bank and a space that said door. You're putting the actual commands in here with schematics. Oh, man.
Yeah. And then that last panel is actually JC transforming, you know, our homage to kind of like America, Werewolf in London, and all those Howling and those great movies.
Oh yeah. You got to have to do a transformation.
And everybody loves a werewolf these days. So,
yeah. It's the new popular monster. It was vampires for a long time, and then it was zombies, and now it's werewolves.
Do you know somebody had it? Pardon?
Go ahead. You were asking a question.
No, I read a deal once that they said it depends on what political party was in office, was what movies were being made.
That makes sense. So instead of elephants and donkeys, we're really vampires and werewolves.
Yes, and it's funny. This was like several years ago, but for the 60s, 70s, and 80s, it almost lined up. It was really odd. I mean, of course, it's a coincidence, but it is, those interesting things in life.
Maybe that's why we got so many zombies now, because we can't tell the difference.
And here we go into our package deals.
Yep, we got the cover A, which is a standard cover which is by
Oh,
the
you got
interior artist.
Mariah Bennett to come in on this one again. Thank you very much.
Yep.
I thought that was her work on the thumbnail.
Alder
Yeah,
Alves.
you guys do a lot of variants, and they're all really good variants. And so it's like, there's really a competition between your variants. It's not like, hey, here's the one I drew, and then I spent $10,000 to have Alex Ross do one. And of course, then you sell 1,000 of that one and 5 of the other. This one, it's like, it's really wow, which one do I want to get?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
The one we're looking at now, the Halloween cover, is sold out because it was available for the first 24 hours of the campaign.
Oh, okay, because I saw that. I'm like, now, how did they sell it out? Did they print it already and just do it?
No.
You launched this on Halloween.
Yep. We did. We launched on Halloween Day.
That is a sweet cover.
I think it was awesome. And you can kind of see the jokes of the costume, like Christine, his patchwork quilt, so she's wearing like a Sally dress.
Yeah. Cleo's wearing something that looks vaguely ancient Egyptian.
Yep.
And this other lady here, whose name I've forgotten, she's wearing a witch costume. So I'm guessing that's kind of her thing, that she's a witch from class. Are they all from classical horror literature, or are some of them tropes? Obviously, the werewolf trope.
Yeah, no, it's a blend, because we don't want to just sit there and get all the characters just from books. We some of them
ordinary gentlemen.
Yeah, no. What we want to do is some of them we're going to make, some of them we do. It's kind of a blend. So Freya, I will say that Freya is a when you find out about her, she's kind of a unique-ish character.
Yeah, very very unique.
And here they're taking a unique selfie on the front variant.
They were working on their Christmas card.
Yeah, okay. The corporate Christmas card.
This is that cover A enlarged.
Yep, this is just the covers that are enlarged up.
Okay, so the one I have not seen in the preview pages is Victor, and now we know that Christine is there. I can't ask you the question because I know you won't tell me the answer. I'm just going to say that I can't wait to read issue 1 to see if this is their first meeting or if he's been chasing her for 100 years.
You know what? I can give a little bit away on that one because we do kind of in the story arc. I wanted to go a different approach to the female monster in Frankenstein. Everything and anything is ever made, it's always the bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I looked at it as they had the same father. They were both created by the same father, so they have more of a brother-sister dynamic. There's nothing romantic with these two.
Which is not what he asked for.
No.
No. But a lot of it is like in certain characters is about atonement. Making up for past deeds. And you have to consider, how many years was it till they did meet? How, and when they did, where were they in their lives?
So what was the other than the aesthetic of it? Why did you choose to get rid of Christine's scars and keep Victor's?
That was her choice.
Oh, so Victor just doesn't give a rip. He's like,
yeah, he doesn't care.
Well, he's 9 foot and a badass. I mean, he wants, doesn't matter. I mean, he can't. I mean, if you read the classical literature, he had long hair and he was 9 foot tall.
Yeah,
covering up the scars is not going to make him blend in any more than he at all.
And I never figured out how he was 9 foot tall because I'm like, he was made from corpses. That means somebody else had to be 9 foot tall. In order for that to happen.
What was that? The Nephilim's children were giants, wasn't that it?
Yeah.
Maybe he found the skeletons of those.
Maybe he took one guy who was like all legs, and then he found another guy who was all torso, and just said, okay, 4.5 feet of this, 4.5 feet of that, boom, there we go.
Got him.
Yep. They were all pro wrestlers' descendants, is what it was.
Exactly.
The guy keeps it because chicks dig scars.
Well, yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
if you're gonna be a badass, first you show off the abs, and then you show that you've survived a lot of battles. That'll scare somebody off. And I would, it's not relevant to the story. I'm just now wandering around in what it would be like to be these characters resurrected from bodies, now fully functional-ish, not aging, but not really reproductive, I would imagine.
We don't know.
We don't know. Yeah,
we don't know.
That was one of the things that the doctor was worried about, was that they would reproduce and make an army.
Well, yeah, and they wouldn't be an undead army. They would produce normal human children. They're just reanimated humans. And surely Victor was given, the equipment, because otherwise he wouldn't be producing the chemicals in his body necessary to keep those muscles the way they are.
Yep.
He'd weaken and atrophy. So,
well, and those are the good questions that we're going to take on head on, and through the course of these adventures, we're going to try to answer those questions.
I do this to Max all the time, Johnny. He comes on here and I start asking these side questions about
that's great,
obscure lore stuff. Wait till I start telling you what your campaign needs to really sell. That's when you'll really hate me. So this is one of the blow up the Mariah Bennis cover.
Mm-hmm. She's always a pleasure to work with. She always gives us something fantastic.
There's nothing to say here. Just look at it for a while.
Just soak it in.
Just soak it in. Soak it in, and for RJ to say that's a print, right?
Then this is by Alder Alves, he's the operator of the Rascundo Studio in Brazil, which is basically like the Kubert School.
Yeah, I mean, Brazil has been a hotbed of really, really good girl artists.
And,
I look back to Al Rio, and up from there. Just
Al Rio's my favorite. Yeah, I love you. Just hit my favorite artist right there.
He did that one series. I can't remember the name of it now, but it was like an X-Files series.
Exposure. Exposure. Thank you. I misspoke. Exposure.
Right.
Yeah. Exposure.
Yeah, I love that thing.
I have every issue of that. It was so good.
And
then you had Ivan Reyes, who did Green Lanterns from there as well.
Yeah. Is it Ivan Reyes? Because I've heard different ways of saying it.
I could probably be butchering it.
Yeah. It looks too simple.
I'm still learning English, so.
There's no point looking here, guys. You can't get those in unless it's a print.
Yep. The only way you're going to get that's if it's on eBay.
Yeah. All of these covers, though, are print worthy. Fern does just such an outstanding job of the posing and the structure. And the backgrounds. Let's not just focus on the fact that he does these great female figures. The setting that he puts them in is also eye-catching and intriguing. So,
and this is designed to be a holofoil. It's coming in standard or holofoil, but I would suggest getting the holofoil just because if you look at the colors in the background, and the way everything is, that would
it's going to be sweet.
It's going to look awesome.
And they're inside a clock tower here. So, is that a base of operations? Are they in a clock tower like the Birds of Prey?
No.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really have like a base of operations. They kind of move around. They're a little bit nomads. They got to go where the work is.
Okay. Yeah, it's best to have a mobile base. Here is, of course, the Christmas card with Max's little head all over,
blocking everything. And I like the champagne explosion. For the little bit of a
Yep.
Easter egg there.
That's there too. Okay.
But I had to cover up the camera too because I was looking real close and I was like, oh, he drew the whole picture and then drew the camera and then took that original picture and shrank it down to make
it in there
and then put it in the camera. I was like, that's
pretty
impressive.
Absolutely.
Great eye for detail.
And he probably even angled it a little different. So
Yeah.
to show that you're looking through the camera at it. And what's it say here? When you back any of the NSFW tiers not safe for work, you have the also known as not safe for wife, I found out. You can receive up to 4 prints free.
Yep.
So walk us through that. That's a unique approach to a crowdfunding here.
So for every $1,000 that we raise, up to the first $4,000, we release another naughty print.
Okay.
So 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. We have released the first 3 because we're currently at like 3681 or something like that. So once we hit 3681. Once it hits 4,000, we'll release the 4th one. Plus, that's when the actual first stretch goals begin, and that's when we release the bookmark.
Okay, but you don't get those unless you back to this cover. So,
yep,
correct.
And this one's the first one that was released, correct?
First one.
Yep, that's the first one that we released.
This looks like Christine Daisy.
Nope. Maybe.
Nope. Okay.
Yes and no. Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see.
Have to get that first issue to find out. That's Christine again.
Okay, so she's blonde in this one.
That's just the lighting. She's actually got jet black hair.
Okay, because I was like, it makes sense because she's on this patchwork quilt beanbag chair here.
Yeah, it's just the spotlight.
Now this one, the posing and the facial structure on this reminds me of something that Frank Cho would have drawn in Liberty Meadows.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not right. Well, he would have drawn it in University Squared. He wouldn't have done it in Liberty Meadows because that was in the newspaper. But,
well, yeah.
And again, so this is the third of the.
Yep, that's the third one that's been open. So once we hit 4, we'll open up this last.
So if you like the look at this last one here, folks, we got to get this thing up to $4,000, and then got to back the right one. Now, you've also got the calendar. This is interesting. This is you're the first ones I've known who have done like a cal like this. Now, tell me again how this works. I mean,
we call it safe for work, depending on where you work.
Yeah. Okay. Safe for work if you work in a garage.
Exactly. The calendars are just desk calendars.
So each month is a page, or wait, hang on,
Yep.
You got one. I'll just get up to the big screen here.
Yeah, so
That's the Mary one. Yep.
But it'll be similar to this in structure and size.
Yeah.
So spiral bound. Those are cool.
It just sits on your desk, or you can lay it on your desk. One of the two. I leave mine sitting on it.
Now, and again, each one of these images is worthy of being a print. I mean, you guys must have so many actual prints hanging around the publishing studio that you're like, yeah, we just blew this one up because it looked really cool and we wanted one hanging up.
Pretty much, that's the way I've got things going now. I'll get one printed at like FedEx Kinko's just to have one done.
Yep. Okay. You give me the idea. I'll just crop it out. Well, I can't because you've got the calendar. Scan and crop, guys.
Easy. We're trying to get that 4,000 mark.
That's why they're itty bitty on the screen here because they won't look good. Got to get the real one.
They're teeny tiny.
Yeah, they get
Get
blurry.
the real one and then buy it first. But yeah, they all look absolutely cool. They're starting in January 2022. So you plan on delivering then in December?
It's a possibility. January is more likely.
Okay.
December has the Christmas shipping, and it might end up. We kind of ended up. The calendar ended up being like a little bit off, but that's okay.
Yeah, because you get that. You might have that 1 month there where you're like, "Yep, don't get to use that one. Like anybody's going to mark dates on this calendar anyway.
Yeah.
This is the kind you're going to just kind of keep and set aside. But maybe go with those 18-month calendar kind of things in the future, so that
Yeah, we could do that. At least 14.
Yeah, something like that, where you got where they cheat, where you got just two little squares of nothing but numbers of days to cover your.
Right. We got to be careful though, because we're planning on maybe another one in issue 2 next year, so we got to get another calendar in there possibly.
Yeah, you got to have to time it right. Maybe you can get some overlap going here. So,
and that's the 6-foot stand up as the same pose from the cover with them in the clock tower.
Right. She's just cropped out of there.
Yep.
And there's gonna be like your machine gun stand up that you got.
Yep, just like the one I had behind me, except for as we move along and go to issue 2 and 3, 2 and 3 will connect to the sides of it, and it'll remake the cover.
That cover.
So when you say connect, it'll actually be like tabs that will fit together.
That's the plan.
Engineered. That would be awesome. I mean, it would be cool just to have 3 of them freestanding and arrange them that way. But if you can connect them, that's even better.
That's the worst case scenario, is you'll have the 3, because the one thing is we got to have them to be used by themselves for somebody that may just want a second one, or the character from the 3rd. But we also want to try to make it where at least the smoke kind of intertwines to where they can at least stand together.
Yeah, I mean,
Very
at
cool.
the worst, I mean, I'm trying to find some way to do it. Let's put it that way. That's the plan. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
I know a guy who's an engineering expert at this kind of thing. He does it with 3D printing stuff because he has things, come apart and he has to click them together. He would probably be able to help you with this. I'd be happy to set you up for a little.
Sweet, yeah, that'd be great.
Because he's a huge comic book backer guy, so he's big into this. Since we last talked about Human Hunters, almost as an aside, the last time you were here, you brought this thing up. I'm like, this is huge. Let's dig into it. Did you find the pillow manufacturers?
I did. I did find the waifu cover manufacturers, and I think I might actually do it for the next one.
I was gonna say we've scrolled all the way and I haven't seen them. Come on.
Oh no, it'll be for the next one.
No, are we going to do like a Mary Machine Gun and lingerie for a body pillow?
Yep.
Is that the plan?
Yep.
You got to cover both sides. You got to draw the front. You got to draw the back. And print it on both sides of the pillow.
Oh yeah.
Well, Fernando will get it. He's got no problem.
Yeah, and it can't be a different pose.
No.
Well, it can be. You can do what you want. It's your thing.
You can do whatever you want, but in order to make it proper, it can't be a different pose. That's the bookmark that will be released at $4,000. Same artist.
That's the cover.
Yep. And then here's the trading cards. And the trading cards, the trading cards, they're recolors of some of the calendar pieces.
Okay, so obviously these are
calendar, yeah, in the calendar she was wearing black and gold.
I gotta scroll back up now. Okay, yeah, she's wearing red here. And now she's wearing green and gold here. So, given that they've been around for so long, and this is very much a 1950s kind of pinup style, are there going to be flashback looks at the team? I mean, are you going to say, here we are today, computer hacker, thief, alarm system? So we'll get to see some more like Bonnie and Clyde kind of action.
Yep, we'll definitely be going all around through time with different things when the story needs it. That's the beauty of our writing, is like we kind of like flashbacks. Both me and Johnny seem to both enjoy them. We put a flashback inside of a flashback.
Yes, that was awesome.
A flashback inside of a flashback. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. So we just called it a flash around. Because you just kind
of flash around. You do a flashback with a flash forward.
Nice. Yeah. Don't dare us. We'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
We'll do it.
That'd be like one of those Haunting of Hill House time circles It's like, I am the ghost. I spoiled that for everybody, didn't I? I didn't even ask why Christine's in a cheerleader costume, because why not?
Yep, exactly. That's why not?
Yeah.
And then this one, if it gets to be made, I want to make it a holofoil card because of the way that the
crystals
chrome.
and the snowflakes, yeah.
Yep.
And the chrome on the bustier and the leg pieces, yeah, that's screaming to be holofoil. It's actually screaming to be spot holofoil. So it's
that would be sweet.
Chrome on the chrome pieces. I was talking with a printer just the other week or so ago, in an after stream, so it wasn't on any of the streams, and they said that the new printers they've got, they're going to be capable of printing. Okay, you know how you get these covers and there'll be like these just an outline of holofoil because it's silver reflective.
Yeah,
they're going to be able to do that on the interiors.
Whoa. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, because I'm like, everybody's going to want to do that, because like you'll just suddenly turn a page and then look, the person looking into a mirror, and the mirror is chromium.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be badass.
And that takes us to the end of the thing here. So let's talk about the life of human hunters then, because this is obviously first issue. This is the jumping on point, folks. This is start here, or you're going to have to wait 6 more campaigns to get a trade paperback.
No, we'll have a catch up tier next campaign. You got to do that. You can't not. People get mad at you if you don't have a catch up tier.
Oh wait, we can't tell them that until after we do this one though. No, this is the only way you will get it is right now.
Yeah, right now.
You must act
right now. This is your last chance.
This is a great investment.
It will be your last chance to get any like most of the covers. I'll say that because when we do the re-release, it'll only be one cover. It'll probably be the standard cover A.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest. Was you probably have your standard cover, and probably will even say reprint on it at some point. So this
that
is really
or just a unique cover just for the trade.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for the catch-up tiers, though, also you'll have like second printing.
Oh yeah. First, we'll have the second printing of the book. We'll put that on the inside. That way, people can't tamper with the cover.
So Heroinberg said that this does seem like a series that might come out from Avatar or Boundless. Creators, any thoughts of maybe republishing this later through a company? They are a company that will get them in stores via just curious. So first of all, this presupposes the lifespan of Diamond being long enough for you to actually
use them
there when it gets the book out. When you get the book out.
The thing with Diamond is most of the stuff that we create, they consider mature content, and that really hurts you in previews.
Doesn't stop them from putting out the Avatar stuff, though.
No. I mean, you can put it out. I mean, and you can definitely do it. But first off, previews is going to put you as in the mature section, and then the store is going to have you. It's better, I should say, reprinting or licensing them.
Yeah. So finish the crowdfund and then go through somebody to get it into a store.
Yeah. I mean, we could definitely do that. I mean, we've talked to a few publishers in the past that have been interested in some of the stuff, but like there's the same problem, because they're like, oh, we go through Diamond, so we have to change this, or they'll put it as mature, and I'm like, well, we're not changing it.
Yeah. Well, there's another alternative here, and we're still treating Diamond like they're the only player on the block, even though they've been beaten up and had their lunch money taken so many times this past year. Liberty Entertainment Group is a distribution system that is out there for indies, especially for the crowdfunding crew, and they do the same thing. They get your independent books into comic book stores. And so does Critical Blast Logistics, by the way. But we work more on the international model than on the
local domestic model. Yep.
So how long of a story arc do you have in mind? And usually I ask if this is like 6 issues and done, but this has really got the makings of it's going to be like story after story after story, because it's not.
This is an ongoing series.
I think I got like already at least 9 different story arcs already kind of laying there.
Okay, so that's good for at least 35 issues, 36 issues.
Yeah.
Easy.
So,
I mean, we've already written all the way up to issue 3. We're getting ready to start issue 4, and we've already got the outlines for 4 and 5. We just got to put it to paper.
Okay. Now
our outlines are basically this panel, this panel, this panel, this panel, this panel, and then we
throw in the dialogue,
put the dialogue in, and
the old Marvel method, a way of doing it. So, excuse me. What's your turnaround schedule per issue? Because I have a lot of crowdfunders who say, "Oh, I've got 150 issues scripted out." I'm like, "That's great. At 1.5 years per issue, you only have to live to 300 to book finished."
Currently, it takes us about 3 months, and that's because of we've been doing Mary Machine Gun books, and they all have one had there's 36 pages, 44 pages.
Yeah, they're almost double. Well, even Human Hunters is 34 pages.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we're doing a lot of pages. So once we get it to where we can, because we always feel that the first issue should be thicker, have a little bit more meat to it to get you involved.
Absolutely.
And then issue 2 will be probably 24. Didn't we have it? We stuck it to 24 pages, I believe. Or
issue 3.
Issue 3.
Issue 3.
Okay.
Because I think it was issue 3 with that, and I want to say it was like issue 4 with Mary.
Issue 4 we didn't even do 24 with Mary. Where's issue 1 on the new?
Oh yeah, that's right.
The new Mary story.
On the story.
Yep.
And
we got a new Mary story we're working on.
Oh, good. More Mary Machine Gun coming.
Yep.
Well, and then we also have the teenage one coming.
Yep. Teenage Ninja Bimbos versus Zombies from Deep Space. I was gonna change it to Babes, but you know what? I'm just gonna keep it that way, and if they don't like it, then we'll.
If you're gonna be offensive, be offensive all the way.
We'll do pre-sales instead of kickstarting it if they don't let us do it.
Well, I appreciate it, because I still keep saying it bimbos, and I can't, and I can't get it out of my head.
and there is that story now that kind of got people talking today about Indiegogo and Kickstarter working together to determine what's going to be able to be crowdfunded and what's not. Not just with comics, but with everything. But people are kind of sort of laser focused on the comic portion of it in their talks.
Yeah, well, that's who we're around. That's the thing that matters to people that matters to around us.
Yeah. So it's everyone saying, look, see what happens when you take a year and a half to put a comic book out. That's what caused all this. And more than likely, the people at Indiegogo and Kickstarter are like, oh yeah, we do comics, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, comic books isn't there. I mean, people look at it and they're like, look, comics did what was it, like $4 million or $8 million in crowdfunding last year.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, we made $45 million off of a solar powered lawnmower that goes around like a Roomba.
Exactly. So comic books is not really that big of a chunk of Kickstarter or Indiegogo.
It does, make me wonder though, if somebody who knew finance and knew how to set it up and was a comic book person, sort of like a Mark Alessi was with CrossGen, it seems like there's a market there to set up a comics only crowdfunding site.
See, I have that idea. I have had that idea for probably about 8 years now, and I own comicfunding.com.
Get off the stick.
Because I was gonna do it. I had everything set up, and I looked at how much it was going to cost me to program the website, and because I used to build websites in a past life, and
we need to talk.
And I was like, no, it's too much of my time and effort for something that might not even work. So I don't want to try it, because starting a crowdfunding site is even more difficult than starting any other type of site, because you're asking someone to trust you with money.
Yes. You've got to get it into some sort of an escrow account kind of thing. And that's why I don't understand why Kickstarter doesn't take your money right away. Because I'm like, even if you don't make it, even if you you have to refund everything. If you consider all the campaigns that don't fund over the course of a year, and you're thinking, I held on to so many millions of dollars that I refunded over 12 months. I held on to it, and I made interest.
Exactly. That's what I don't understand. I mean, like, Kickstarter should be taking that money and putting it into like a low yield, high turnover something.
Yeah. Well, Hasbro does that, because Hasbro has all these, labs where they make these super deluxe figures for $400 or $500, and then you have to pay for it then. And it's the same thing like a crowdfunding. If you hit your tiers, they'll make it, but then you won't actually get the product for a year to a year and a half. So they're like sitting on millions of dollars for a year to get interest on it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It's brilliant when you think about it. They're making money off just making money.
That's where the money is. It's like Ray Kroc, when he took over McDonald's, said, I'm not selling hamburgers, I'm selling restaurants. We're in the real estate business.
We're in the franchising business.
Exactly. We're renting things on real estate. But, that's something that'll come down the line. But yeah, Max, if you know any Drupal and CSS, we need to talk. Because my SQL Server does not help me with the stuff I need on my website. Which needs fixed.
I'm not a Drupal fan. I used to use WordPress, Joomla, and Dolphin, but I've never used Drupal. I'm sure I could figure it out, but I know CSS like the back of my hand.
Well, there we go. Perfect. I will give you'll have admin access before Saturday.
Whether you want it or not.
Whether you want it or not. Yeah. I'll be like, hey, Max, how does? No, I've got. We'll talk offline.
Yeah, we'll talk offline. It'll be something I'll have to look over first, because I've never used Drupal. I don't know how it applies to CSS files, or where it's generated from, or what.
We've just lost the entire audience. We've gotten into geek speak. Okay. February is the targeted date. Possibly get it sooner. Folks, if you've been watching the stream and you haven't clicked the link, it's right there below the video, and it's also pinned at the top of the chat. You can go there anytime. Throw money at this. You've only got 7 more days.
7 days left. It's 1 week.
7 days.
And that is one thing, when you're talking is, to let everyone know we are done with the issue. It's not like there's anything left to be written. There isn't anything. It's done. All we have to do is print it off based on the orders. So this crowdfunding isn't based on, we'll go ahead. If we make enough, we'll get it finished. It's done. It's wrapped up.
Yep.
Very cool. And thank you, Heroinberg. Heroinberg, by the way, runs an all heroine populated comic book, which is supplemented by an all heroine live action web series where the adventures of the comics parallel. They're not reproduced, but they're happening in the same universe. So he's got a live action series going with that. He said, cool. I just posted a link and description about Human Hunters on a well-read NSFW superheroine site. I know that. I don't know that place. It really helped Arachna quite a bit, which I have a copy of somewhere around here.
Sweet. Thank you very much.
So yeah, thank you.
It'll help here. That would be great. I would love to start seeing this thing go off like a slot machine right about now. That'd be cool to see numbers.
Yeah,
rolling. It always makes me happy when I see it happen on Kickstarter because, like, you see the numbers roll up and everything, and you're like, "Ooh, look at it go!"
Yeah, the thing is that when I'm talking with people who have Kickstarters, I'm usually down here. Okay,
Yep.
they're like, "Wait, did it move? I don't remember what it was to begin with." Whereas with like Indiegogo, I scroll to the top. There's a little bit of tension. I'm reloading the screen. It doesn't change, and I get all embarrassed.
Yeah.
And here I can say, I have no idea what it was when we started. So it might have moved. It might not have moved. I don't think it moved.
No, it hasn't moved. It's 3681, 102 backers.
For which I
That's what
profusely apologize. But sometimes we just don't make it
It's
happen.
all right. It's all right. It's all good. As long as people get to find out about it and the other projects that we've got coming out.
Yep.
That's all that matters to me.
We get it on the replay, and I say that all the time. I don't know if it's true or not. But I do know that with Kickstarters, they're notorious at this stage of the game where it's like, okay, it's in 7 days. People do like I do, which is, hey, Siri, remind me in 6 days to go back Human Hunters on Kickstarter.
Okay, your reminder is set for Sunday.
There you go.
And then, Sunday comes along, they're like, I throw the money at it, and I don't have to worry about remembering that the money's going to come out of my Kickstarter.
Yep.
Or out of my PayPal.
So we've noticed that in all of our Kickstarters so far, the first few days it takes off, and then it levels out, and then it slowly creeps up, and then the last day or so, the last couple days, it's once again there's a huge spike.
It's a huge spike, and it would be a more level progression if they would just take your money.
Yeah, if people would pressure Kickstarter a little bit more, maybe they would do it. If the customers came at it a little bit more than the creators, because they probably care more about their customer experience than their creator experience.
Well, and Filament X is here to say that Atrocity always fulfills with a quickness and with quality. It cannot be beat.
Yep,
so
that's true.
There's no atrocity in your customer service and your delivery.
No, just in the stories that we tell.
All right. Well, guys, we're at the top of the hour.
All right.
I like what I'm seeing with this. I really do. I like all the Atrocity Press stories that I've seen. So we hope that you will come back with the rest of them when it's time. Is this is only ever going to be Kickstarter? You guys ever going to just like make the not the jump, but rather the inclusion of Indiegogo at any point?
We'll probably end up going to Indiegogo with this. We usually do a Kickstarter and then fulfill the Kickstarter and then do an Indiegogo. That way I'm not juggling two things at once with trying to do an Indiegogo.
Yep.
Promote an Indiegogo while I'm fulfilling. That would suck.
Yeah, that would definitely suck. All right, guys, thank you so much for bringing Human Hunters to the channel tonight. It's been a blast looking at this. This is a really interesting concept. Love the art, love the story idea. So it's in my calendar. You saw me do it.
Nice.
I did.
It's right there. Folks in the chat, thank you so much for showing up tonight. We do not literally have a show without you, so we're glad you're here. We hope you'll hit the link and get in there and get your own copy of Human Hunters. And as always, we just hope you had a blast. Good night.